We made it through day one. Good job, everybody. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'm sure that was hard. I know it wasn't easy for us either. All right, but thank you so much for all of your patience and your hard work. We are now into day 2 of specials. So at this point, hopefully you understand how things are gonna work. We're gonna come together as a big group, then we're gonna separate out into the Nearpod. Okay? If you're watching this, that means you clicked the Nearpod correctly. Good job. All right? Today, we have some stretches to do with Miss Reedy and Mr. Yamin. Ms. Bloomer's gonna show us a little bit about Vincent van Gogh. Miss Fairburn has some wonderful snacks in mind for us, and Mr. Dowd's gonna help us with some of those technical issues we had yesterday. Welcome to episode 2 of Enrichment TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to STEM Specials today. So today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to use Google Classroom. Alright, okay. So, obviously this is the regular Zoom meeting. Okay, so there's different views you can do. So right now I'm on gallery view. Okay, so that means you can see everyone in the meeting. Obviously Mr. LeMay is in the meeting with me. But if I click up here, it'll go to just a speaker view. So right now it's going to the host. All right, since we're both muted, we're both not talking, it's going to go to anyone. All right, and this button over here, also you can press Alt-4 for it. It'll give you a full screen. And just to exit out of that, you just got to press the Escape button, the ESC button, top left-hand corner of your keyboard. Okay, so different buttons here. This button, it'll unmute you so you can talk. The teacher might mute you just to keep going with the class. You might have to use the chat to talk, but I'll explain the chat in a second. All right, so you can press this corner, right? So you can choose your microphone, which one you want to use. Right now, I'm using, so this Realtek audio is using the microphone from my computer, not my headset, okay? So you can play around with those settings. They're not too important. All right, this button here will stop and start video. So you see my video shuts off when it's like that. Also, you see this icon here. That means this person is muted. All right, you see participants. So here you'll see everyone that's in the in the class with you. So I see Mr. LeMay is the host. I am just a regular person in there. So if you press more there, you can edit the picture. You can also mute people, you can invite people. So you press invite. These are all people that were in my last meeting. So I can invite them, you can invite them from email. All right. You can also press these 3 buttons to raise your hand. See how that little icon came up? So the teacher who would be the host is able to see that. All right. So you don't need to deal with that. So share screen button. So if you want to share your screen, you simply click that. Oh, but the host isn't allowing me to yet. So, Mr. LeMay, do you want to allow me to share my screen, please? Yep. So you can also do reactions here. So you click there. It'll do a little clapping noise, clapping or a thumbs up. All right. Yep, I'm allowed to share my screen now. So on here, so I can click to see where I want to be. So right now I had my photos up with the thing, so I can press share. It's going to show everyone else that. So same buttons apply up here. You can unmute yourself, mute yourself, stop and start video, go to your participants. You can do to a new screen, okay? You can pause it so no one can see my screen now. You can also use annotate. So if I want to say hello, hi, you can do that. You can also use different buttons here, and there's more settings. All right, and to stop sharing, you press this button here. Alrighty, let's see, what else? So, other things you can do, so in the chat, so say someone posts a hyperlink to Google Classroom, okay? All you gotta do is click on it. and it'll open up to the class. All right. Now you can also highlight it all, and on your mouse you can right click. So you know the left click to click, right click is the button you're going to be using though. So the right side of that little roller on there, you press copy. Okay. Or another alternate you can do is press on your keyboard Control, and while holding down Control, press the C button. We'll also copy it. All right. So you can go to a new tab, and you do that and press Control V, or you can right click and press paste. All right. That's all we're going to do for today. Thank you.
Gators. I hope you enjoyed your first day of virtual learning. I know I loved seeing you guys. So, yesterday we talked about healthy snacks. I don't know if any of you went today and got some out of your fridge or your cabinets, but I know that you probably were hungry. So I brought some from home for you to check. Maybe you can make these yourself. The first healthy snack I took was an apple, and I cut it up. There's a few things we can do with the apple. I cut it up like this, all right? I brought a little jar of peanut butter, and I'm going to spread the peanut butter onto the apple, like this. See? Then I have another slice of the apple, and I put it on top, and it makes a little sandwich. So it's just like a little sandwich of peanut butter, just like you would make any other sandwich. This would be a great snack, and it will fill you up. If that doesn't do it for you, you could take a slice of the apple, put some peanut butter on it again, okay? And I brought these from home, craisins. My husband loves them. And I know I've seen you guys get them for lunch and snack. And you can put them on top of the apple like this. See? Make a little design even. All right, I'm going to put this on a plate so I don't make a mess. All right? So those are two options for you. You could even take an apple. I wish you guys were here to eat this. Put some peanut butter on it. And you can make a little smiley face on the apple. Raisins might work better for that, but you could use craisins. I have two eyes, and a little mouth. See? Little smiley face, just to make it fun. Okay, so those are some ideas. Some people will take the apple and cut it this way, so it's like in quarters. And they just can eat it plain like this. If you're someone that doesn't really like peanut butter, or maybe you're allergic and don't really care for it, you can just eat the apple like that as well. I know some of you don't like to bite into an apple because it may bother your teeth. You can put it into little quarters. If you have braces, that would be another reason that you would eat it like this. So these are all some options that you can do with an apple. Okay? And this is just some of the options for an apple. There's so many more things we could do with that. Okay, so that's one snack. Another snack I brought from home is watermelon. Now I know you like watermelon. I already cut this up. So I made this as an easy snack. Something portable that you can just grab and go. I cut up the watermelon, and I put it into this container. And that way you can just pick at it and eat it with a fork. Simple, right? You can also get the watermelon wedges and eat them that way, or you can buy a big one and cut it up. So this is just something that you could leave in your fridge, like grapes or cantaloupe or something like that, mango, cut it up. That way you have it for a healthy snack. All right? Now what if you needed something a little more? Well, this would be considered a snack as well. This is a wrap that you can buy at Market Basket. Okay? This would be good for breakfast too. Let's say you're in a hurry and you don't have time, or you're not a person that likes cereal or eggs. You could take this wrap and again, put peanut butter on it. Can you tell Mrs. Fairburn likes her peanut butter? Right? So I'm spreading all this peanut butter on, not a ton, just covering it a little bit. Okay. And then you would take a banana, which is in my bag, and you would put the banana in the middle here, and you could roll it like this. Mr. Yamin, would you mind going in my pink bag and grabbing a banana? I think it's in there. I want to show you how it's done. So this could be something that you could do for breakfast on the way out the door. You could do it as a snack. You could do it for lunch. Thank you, sir. I need an assistant if any of you are looking for a job. So you would take this banana and you would peel it. Okay. And you would put it in the middle of your wrap. And then you would take it and you would roll it just like this. Okay? Then that way, all you have to do is pick it up and eat it like this. Okay? Easy peasy. Right? Took 2 seconds to make. All right. So those are 3 options. I do know that it is apple season now, so if you go apple picking or if you go to a store, all the apples are fresh. One thing you should do before you start cooking, and I probably should have said this in the beginning, is make sure your hands are clean. Okay, make sure you wash your hands with soap and water. Get them all nice and clean. If you're touching your dog or touching your cat or picking your nose, you don't want to be cooking after that. Wash your hands, all right? If you have long hair, you can put it back so it doesn't get in your food. Nobody really likes hair in their food. It's kind of gross. And you could take that and you could make sure everything's clean. That way it's healthy. If you're in the supermarket and you grab an apple, you always want to wash it when you get home. Okay, rinse it off under the water. Just so you know. You don't know how many people have been touching it in the grocery store. Okay? See how these apples have turned brown a little bit? I just cut these up like 10 minutes ago. They're still good to eat, just because they're a little brown. You're still able to cut them up and eat them. They taste the same. Okay? So if you needed to put it in a little baggie, then you'd be good to go to bring it with you. All right? So these are my 3 snacks I have for today. And always remember when you're doing stuff like this at home to make sure you clean up. All right? I know I never like when I get up or when I get home and there's like dishes in the sink that aren't mine. So make sure you clean up your mess. Clean your dishes off. You know, use soap and water. Put them away. Mom and Dad don't want to come home and find all their dishes out in the kitchen, that's for sure. Okay? And if you're using a knife, make sure you're careful. And, you know, don't let the little ones near it. Okay? So clean up. Put it away. Maybe if you made one of these, so when your dad got home or your mom from work and they're so tired that they can't deal, they go in the fridge and they see this, they'd be so excited. I know I would be. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. What's in the fridge? And I go in and I see it all cut up for me. Or I came home and this nice plate of snacks is on the table. That would be such a treat that somebody made it for me. So maybe you could do that for somebody at home. Okay? And again, this as well. You know? maybe I'm hungry and I want a snack, but I don't want a meal yet, but maybe I'm gonna go work out, or I'm gonna go for a run. This is something I might be able to eat a little bit before, just to get a little protein and energy in there. All right, so these are some ideas. I hope you have ideas. Maybe when next time we're on virtually, you can show me what your ideas are. I want to see what you got from your fridge and your cabinets. I'm going to come up with many more throughout the year to share virtually. And some require cooking, some don't. None of this requires any cooking. So you're good to go. And all of it is healthy for you. So have a good night. Bye.
Hi guys, it's Miss Bloomer. Now look very carefully at this painting. I'm sure you recognize it from the art room at the Arlington School. It's called A Starry Night, and it is by a very famous artist named Vincent van Gogh. You may have known that already. If not, I'm glad I could explain a little bit more about it to you. So we're going to be looking at his artwork this week. The first painting is A Starry Night. And we're going to be looking a little bit at the style of his paintings, and the style that he worked in was known as post-impressionism. So some of the things you'll notice that stand out in post-impressionism artwork or post-impressionist artwork is vibrant colors. So he's definitely got that. A lot of noticeable brush strokes and kind of choppy lines you might notice in there. The sense of movement in the picture kind of looks like wind is blowing through. Also, a lot of the post-impressionist artists would paint pictures of outdoors, so landscapes, all sorts of scenes from outdoors. Not all the time. Sometimes they would do portraits and other things, but that was a favorite of theirs. So A Starry Night is something I wanted to focus on for our next project. Now, I am going to ask you to try to kind of look at the details that Van Gogh used in this painting, and we're going to kind of apply them to our artwork. Now, here in A Starry Night, you'll notice a little village down here with this beautiful sky, nighttime sky. I'm going to ask you guys to draw a picture of your own house. So we're going to draw our houses here with a post-impressionist style sky. I want you to take a look at what I was thinking of for this project. That's my house. Well, a little bit. It looks a little bit like my house. I tried. So we're going to focus on drawing a house first. So we'll spend a little time on that for the first part of our drawing for this project. And then we'll focus a little bit more back on looking at the work of Van Gogh and his style of creating that beautiful starry night. And we'll try to apply some of those characteristics to our picture. All right, guys? So we're going to focus on drawing a house. I made a drawing first of the house, and then I added that starry night sky. So what I need you guys to do is take a picture of your house or go outside and really take a good look at your house. You need to know what it looks like in order to draw it. And then what we'll do first is we will try to draw a house that looks a little bit like our house. And we'll be doing that in the bottom right corner of our paper. And then what we'll do later is we'll really focus on that Van Gogh painting, Starry Night, and try to apply a sky that looks as bright and vibrant and a lot like that Starry Night sky. Okay, guys? All right. See you later.
Hey guys, welcome back to Virtual PE. I'm Miss Reedy. Today, you've got to be sore. I know I am after yesterday's squats and lunges, so we're going to do some stretching. So get off your bed, get off your chair, get off your couch, and let's get to it. First thing we're going to do is I like the good old-fashioned kind of like cat stretch. Just stretch your back, lean back, reach high for the sky, and kind of roll it out left to right. This is kind of a, your own kind of stretch. But man, after sitting through all those Zooms yesterday and the first hour of morning meeting, I definitely could use one. Then I'm gonna come down low, kind of, again, lower, stretch my back, just kind of arch your back, kind of like a cat does. Oh yeah, woo. Definitely feeling it. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, let's get a little upper body stretch. Okay, you've been sitting all day. Like Miss Reedy said, you're probably a little sore.
Talk to me.
Maybe your upper body might hurt. So let's just take your right arm, put it across your body.
Tell me how you feel.
Just get that stretch, that shoulder stretched out.
Ooh, yeah.
And nice and loose. We're gonna hold it for about 10 seconds. All right, now let's switch. Let's get the left arm across the body.
Baby,
Stretch that out. We'll go about 10 seconds.
talk to me.
Very good. Now let's put your right hand behind your head. Let's stretch your tricep, which is the muscle in the back of your arm. This will also stretch out your back, but your tricep is your main muscle. Okay, let's go left. Very good. All right, last one. Let's get your neck. Just kind of put a little pressure on your neck. Don't go too hard. A little forward. Now go to your right. And end up with your left.
Talk to me.
There you go. A couple of body stretches.
Tell me how you feel.
Let's go ahead and stretch out our legs. We're gonna grab our ankle and we're gonna stretch out our quadricep. After doing those squats, I know my front leg muscles are tight. If you're bouncing up and down like I am, grab your ear, touch your belly button, touch your nose. It helps control your balance. Again, every stretch is 10 to 15 seconds, kind of depending on how sore you are during the stretches. All right, we're gonna switch. All right, good. Now we're gonna kind of do a modified version of like a butterfly because we can't really sit down or you won't see us, but you're gonna kind of poke your bum out and push out on your inner thighs.
Talk to me. Tell me how you feel. Ooh, yeah. Hypnotic.
All right, awesome. All right, now we're gonna stretch our hamstrings that are back behind our quads, and we're gonna cross our feet. So put one foot over the other and go down and try to touch your toes if you can.
Talk to me.
Yeah, I know, I'm hearing you guys say ow, ow, ow. But don't do it so it's in so much pain, just a little discomfort. Good, come up. And we're gonna switch it over, go the other leg. All right, awesome.
Okay, let's get we're gonna stretch this side, now we're gonna stretch our inner groin.
Talk
All right?
to me.
Inner groin is the muscle inside your leg. Just keep your right foot flat.
Tell me how you
Don't bend
feel.
your knee, don't bend this knee, and just stretch out to the left.
Ooh, yeah. Hypnotic.
And hold it there. If you're not feeling it, you gotta get your feet further apart.
Talk to me.
Very good. Keep your left foot flat. Now bend to your right. Keep that leg flat. Just bend your right knee, not your left knee. Again, get your feet spread apart if you cannot feel the stretch inside your leg. Very good. Okay, now we're going to stretch the top of your groin and your Achilles. Your Achilles is the tendon right behind your heel.
You know, when I was in the boot,
Yep.
that I ripped.
So we're going left foot forward, right foot behind you. Feet are flat on the ground. You're going to bend your knee and reach up.
Talk to me.
Lean forward. You can feel it right in the top of your leg
Tell me how you feel.
and in the back in your Achilles tendon.
Ooh, yeah. Hypnotic.
Very good. Let's switch. Right foot forward, left foot back.
Baby,
Feet flat, bend your knee, lean forward.
talk to me.
Very good. Really? all of you.
I don't know, take this minute just to kind of stretch anything on your own. I like to just kind of just do twists and stuff. But whatever you're sore on from sitting on that computer, sitting in your stationary spot for, I don't know, what, 3 hours, 4 hours?
Talk to me.
Remember, we can also do some dynamic
Tell me
stretching,
how you feel.
okay, which we'll get into later on, which is stretching while we're moving. We don't have much of a platform here, but we'll be able to get something done at some point. So, just loosen up and just keep in mind it's very, very important to be flexible. Okay, especially if you want to be an athlete next year, you 8th graders, especially you guys going to high school, okay, you have to be flexible, and this is going to help prevent injury. It's going to help you with your agility and your speed as well.
All right, awesome, guys. See you later.
Phew! I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty limber after all that. That was great. Wonderful job, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.